Awesome! And here we are again for another Eat and Greet. After a week off last week with Melbourne Cup, where I think many people probably partook of a lovely lunch and maybe a beverage or two, we did decide to take the week off, and then obviously we're here today to speak to Kym. And Courts, did you want to explain a little bit about what Eat and Greet's all about?
Yes. So, guys, for those of you who have not actually watched any of our Eat and Greets yet, basically what we do is we meet with one of the awesome entrepreneurs from the Smart Chicks community. In 2016, we're having lunch with you guys. And basically what we do is we find out a little bit more about you so that we can support you in your business. So, over to you. Tell us, who are you?
Who am I? Oh goodness, I'm a lot of things, but to make it as concise as possible, I'm a marketing mentor, online business coach who's passionate about helping women entrepreneurs bring out their unique voice and have compelling communication. And that pretty much is represented in a number of ways. So whether that be, meaningful messages that, communicate who they are. It could be creating captivating offers and what I like to call feel-good marketing moves, because I think marketing should be fun and feel good, not this scary, icky, pushy, salesy thing. So that's what I'm passionate about, is taking that, teaching people how to do it themselves and have fun in the process.
Yay. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. So if we rewind then, let's go back to before this business, right?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about you and your story. Like what you've been around the traps. What have you been up to?
Look, I tell people, if you read my resume, you would think I was a schizophrenic because I've done so many things. But if we go way back, I basically was born almost on stage. My mother was a dancing teacher. I was actually performed on stage from the age of 2.
Wow.
As singing to a big audience. So very much, the old, passion for singing and dancing and all that sort of stuff. And that was a big part of my life for, right up into my early 20s. And then I was a professional singer, and like any professional singer probably needed a bit of a gig on the side. But I always was in advertising or marketing roles that supported my singing.
Yeah.
And then sort of over time, sort of that got more into those full-time positions when I thought, I need a bit more of a stable income.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be discovered as the next, whatever.
Yeah.
And then so over the last couple of decades, I've gone from real estate and goodness, I'd have to put it all in a post one day. I used to work in advertising for a radio station. I did a short gig at Kellogg's, like all sorts of different marketing advertising roles. But in recent years, so since I had my little boy, who's now 9, he's not so little anymore. My partner and I, we really threw ourselves into learning as much as we could about this whole online, back then it was quite new, the whole online marketing thing, right? And we taught ourselves how to, about websites, and blogging was really new at the time, and affiliate marketing, everything, dived right in, learnt heaps. And I've always loved the idea of words and writing. I used to write words for lyrics for songs and stuff. And I really got passionate about learning the art of copywriting.
Yeah.
So as well as blogging and having a few websites and blogs, I also really started to do a bit of freelancing copywriting and learning a lot of that. So that became then the sideline, I suppose, while I also learnt this online marketing thing on the side, put together would you believe, a wedding blog, which is quite ironic because I'm not married. It's really funny. But I just thought it was really
pretty. What I do.
Exactly. Because I thought it was pretty and girly, and threw myself into that, and then realised in a space of about 18 months, took it from literally scratch. So we built it from scratch. I blogged my bum off every day for about 5 days a week, and it went from 0 visitors to 70,000 monthly visitors.
Wow.
Yeah, unique visitors in about 18 months. And I And I was getting goosebumps. I went, well, okay, this stuff works.
Yeah, this is pretty.
So, yeah.
That all comes down to the content. Like that all comes down to what you shared and what you did and what you gave. So what do you think is the gold nugget out of what you did there that bloggers aren't doing well enough to, that some bloggers are missing the point on?
Look, blogging today is different to 9 years, that we'll be, honest, we know social media's come into it now, all that sort of stuff. But back then, it really was about consistency.
Yeah.
It really was about, I had a blog post going out every day, 5 days a week.
Yeah.
And I got better at it and I got quicker at it and all that sort of thing. And, even today I have a blog and I'm not as consistent. I'm nowhere near consistent as I was then because that was my single focus.
Yeah.
I threw everything into that and it took off. Today the poor little thing doesn't really get much love from me anymore, but it still brings in a small passive income from advertisers today.
Yeah.
Because I set the foundations up in place back then. So I even have to remind myself, gee, remember what you did back then, Kym, you need to do it again for this or for this project. Yeah.
So if we look...
I know.
Go, Courts.
I know that is not necessarily the point of what you're going to talk to us about today, but I do have a question just around...
Yeah, no, I don't mind because it's all accumulates into who I am today. So it's all part of it. Yeah.
So when you started that blog, what did you go in as, what was your strategy? When you went into that situation, what was
it was
probably not. Our strategy back then was we were looking for, Wayne, my partner and I, we had a weight loss website, we had other things. We were looking for a business model that could create a passive income, basically. And we were sort of dancing around. We weren't focused. We were trying too many things, too many fingers in too many pies. And then we sort of got a bit burnt out from that and went, well, let's just take a break and step back. And in the meantime, because I just can't be doing nothing, I'm very creative. I can't be bored. I went, what? I'm just going to run with this as a hobby, a thing on the side. And funny enough, that's the thing that took off. And I wasn't trying to debate with him. We were trying to, a man and a woman trying to decide on oh my God. So I just ran with what I was passionate about.
Yeah.
Which was the beautiful photography, telling someone's love story. I got to write, which I love doing. And it looked pretty and girly. And I think that's why it worked because I was passionate about it. And I loved getting up and doing it every day.
So having the 70,000 unique visitors in 18 months is awesome, but we all know that that's not much value if you haven't got some strategic planning in ways to generate income from it, because people can be professional bloggers and make no money. So what tactics did you apply to that to actually turn it into money? Well,
I can tell you what I did wrong.
Yes, let's
start. Because I didn't. I'll tell you what I did wrong, right? Because now I know that. Because now I'm a marketing coach. I tell you what to do. Back then, I didn't create an opt-in or a list.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I was all about this beautiful reading and visual experience for the reader, and I wasn't thinking strategically. That was, so
number one mistake.
I could have captured 70,000 people, but every day,
Yeah.
So number one lesson, now you don't need 70,000 people.
I was going to say that's the thing. You don't even need a massive list. So
no, you can have 200 people, but they're quality, right? They're quality. So yes. Learn from my mistakes. I didn't capture people's names and addresses and start building a database because I wasn't thinking like that. However, I was thinking, how can I monetize it? And I did reach out. I don't even know if I reached out. I got people asking me for sponsored posts. So when they saw that, because it ranked very well in Google, then people come to you. And then that's how it was monetized by the ads on the side of, down the side of the blog post. Yeah.
And did you do any affiliate stuff with it? Did you do any affiliate stuff with it? Like as far as any affiliate partners in?
No, I'll be completely honest. No, we did some affiliate stuff with because we had different things going on. We did some affiliate things for other more like online marketing gurus back then and little bits and pieces like that. But see, here's the thing. I started this lifestyle wedding blog, but I didn't offer a service or a product in the wedding industry.
Yes.
So we then realised pretty quick. So look, the great thing it's developed my writing prowess, my skills, my marketing skills. Yeah. But now another big lesson. Lesson number 1, have a strategy, build a list. Next lesson is have your own product or service linked to that niche, which now I do. But so even though I wasn't in the industry, a smart thing would have been to bring in an affiliate product.
Yeah.
I think I tried one. But it wasn't, anyway, it wasn't the big focus. Or have someone create something. And back then there wasn't Fivers and there wasn't that. Yeah, it was, we were really
learning.
I've learned it from down in the trenches, and here I am still here today.
That's awesome though, because that means that's just such beautiful, rich information to be able to share. And like you said, the online space has changed hugely, but people are still coming into this space trying to start a business. And it's so easy to get bogged down in the doing and the busy and the writing and the this and the that. If you haven't got somebody to teach you a strategy on how to actually make it monetize, so it's actually going to, find the target audience and talk to them and have services to offer, or have affiliate partners that have services that, you have their products, then they're not going to be able to maintain. They're doing a disservice to their community because they're not actually going to be able to, they'll burn out and they'll stop doing what the community love because they're not actually paid to do it.
Yeah, totally. But, today I don't regret going down. I've gone, going down that path because of, big lessons, and it's developed me as a communicator. And I can now teach what I've learnt the long, hard way to people that are looking for the shortcuts and that sort of thing.
So this brings us right to today. Like, what are you actually up to? Tell us what you do. And like, if I was to rock up on your doorstep today and be like, yo, be my coach, what do you say to me? Dude.
We'll play some rap music. Here's the irony too. I'm such a people person, but 99.9% of my clients, we catch up on Skype or Zoom or we're virtual. But when I work one-on-one with my ladies, the girls that I love to work with, it's about, first of all, I meet them where they're at. So some might already be quite well established with their websites and so on. Some are very maybe startups and really still establishing what makes them unique. But where my skills specifically come in, I'm really great at helping them work out their point of difference and what differentiates them from all the other thousands of coaches or consultants or therapists doing the same things. I'm also a life coach, so I think I understand that world a lot when it comes to, the service industry and working one-on-one with clients. So in this, depending if we're working together for 1 hour or for 6 months, it's about looking what we've got, getting really clear on the point of difference, and then articulating that.
Yeah.
And that's the core. Really, your message is your core. Because if you don't know why you're doing what you're doing, what you stand for, and who you serve, you're just drifting. You're not going anywhere. So it's about really getting clear on those foundational message, and then everything beautifully falls in place after that. You can make all these amazing offers that come from that. You can make your programs, your courses. We can get creative, and then the copywriting comes into play. Great, captivating names and titles and catchphrases and descriptions and video script. You name it. But it all comes back to that core message and who you're here to serve.
Yeah.
And with your copywriting, I would imagine that your history with blogging has really kind of helped you to be quite creative with your clients with their copy. Would I be kind of safe to
You would. I've also then freelanced. When we're sort of building this online business thing, you still have the mouths to feed and bills to pay. I've done consulting and copywriting for corporations as well. Mm-hmm. So as much as I prefer the one-on-one with the boutique businesses and women in business, it's been great to work with them and see you know, on a bigger scale how copywriting work, because they've got the budgets to throw, you know, a lot of money at a campaign and see how it sticks. So you can take those principles and then apply it to small businesess, which I'm passionate about. Yeah. So doing rebrands and things like that for these big companies. Funny thing is that their downfall is you could have 10 people making a decision on a message, on copy, and they will never decide on the same thing. So they actually, at the end of the day, their message can get diluted purely because they haven't got everyone on the same page. Whereas a small business, when it's only 1 or 2 or 3 people in chat, like yourselves guys, or where you're the only owner of the business, you can have a much more profound message and a stronger impact because you're not influenced by all these other people. Oh no, I think we should do it this way, and that sort of thing.
I mean, it's funny you say that. It's actually what we found even in the grant that we applied for when we were putting our head together and really getting that all written out. And we spoke with some other people that were trying to do the same, like apply for the grant through an organisation or through a university or whatever. But it was exactly that. It took much longer. It was multiple heads to join. One was writing, one was having to find the collaborator, one was finding the endorsees. And so they actually, what we could do in a really short period of time, because it was just the 2 of us, like, what do you think? Should we, and with this, yep, you know, and we could make really quick decisions. And if it hadn't have been for the fact that it was so small, we wouldn't have been able to, it was a big undertaking. So I can totally see what you mean.
Yeah, so don't underestimate the power and intensity of one voice or a small coterie of voices.
You know what it means.
I know.
We thought we were so stupid when we found that word. So, Kym, tell us, who are your favourite people to work with? Like, when you talk target population, whatever you want to call it, who are the people that you absolutely love?
Women on a mission. Women with who want to change the world. And I know that sounds cliche, and we can change the world you can change the world with one person, I believe. So you want to make a difference, you can make a difference with one person, or you can make a difference with the planet. But I love the women that are really passionate about what they've got to offer and what they can do for these other people. But they need me because they're not quite sure how to express themselves, or they can express it verbally, but when it comes to writing it, they get stuck, or they just haven't got the time to, you know, work out the wording. There's a little something missing there, but the passion and the drive and the love of what they do is there, and that excites me, because my personal why is, if I'm basically like the mediator between these amazing women with amazing gifts and talents who are undiscovered or need to be on a bigger stage. My pun, excuse the pun. I'm like the conduit that helps them get there, that helps them get, I call it, you know, attract the audience to stand out, just literally stand out from the crowd, because they deserve that. And people need what they've got.
Yeah.
They so need what they've got. So I've got everything from coaches, business coaches, Bollywood dance studios, wellness coaches, psychotherapists, you name it, all sorts of people I work with, but the common need is there.
There are lots of smart chicks, really.
Yes. And it's exciting. I'm really a go girl. Like I love men too, but I'm really passionate about women, what we can do. I don't know, you know, what we when we group together, the stuff we can change and things we can move is amazing. And juggle it with children, and, you know, still get dinner on the table sort of by 7 o'clock every night. I
kind of do that.
I know. I've got this thing. Getting this thing called Hello Fresh at the moment, and they deliver the stuff. I love it.
Kirsty gets that sometimes.
I turned up yesterday, and Amanda said, I thought we cancelled this. I went, oh yeah, I forgot. Like, it comes back round again. She said, don't cancel far enough.
Yeah, I love it because I don't have to think. Here's the recipe. Here's the food. Go.
Yeah.
So anyway.
So tell me then, with your, we've got a question that's actually come through on the Facebook live stream. So I'll get to that, Rebecca, and ask you in a sec at the end. But when it comes to you really brainstorming with people about really, you know, they've got this idea, they want to differentiate themselves, they're not really sure how to do that, so they come and work with you. What are your favourite social media ways and means to get people known and get them famous? Like where do you send people?
Social media, because and we all know there's a gazillion of them now, and I mean Facebook's big. Well, there's something like 3 million people on it, or 10 I don't know, a lot. Most people's clients are on Facebook pretty much these days, unless they're really young. But what I tell my clients is, where do your people that you need to connect with hang out? Yeah. So the majority of the time, of course, Facebook's in there. If you are weddings or photographer or that sort of thing, well, think obviously Instagram and Pinterest might be more your thing.
Yeah. Very picture.
You know, Snapchat is there, but it's younger and it's a little bit, you know, it depends. Also age, I know Instagram, so, you know, that women in their 20s and 30s might more of a tendency to be on Instagram just socially than they would something else. So you've really got to look and know. And usually people know where their peeps are because they're there too, if they're in that same social set. Yeah. We tend to hang out where our peeps are.
Definitely.
So, and then I'd say, look, it's easy to get overwhelmed. So just pick 2 or 3 and get really good at those. I mean, I hang out on Facebook most of the time, but I have a Twitter account, but I just don't enjoy Twitter as much because it's very quick. So I just have an automatic, whatever I put on Facebook automatically goes to Twitter, and then that at least keeps that alive.
Yeah, and it might attract some peeps in there without you necessarily.
Yeah. But it's not my focus. Yeah. You really want to keep things simple. And I think as I've got older, it's a bit like, well, you know, I always think when I was in my 20s, I was like trying to be everything to everybody and everyone liked me, you know, trying to be, what do they think? And I've got to be here and I've got to be here. Now that, you know, a couple of decades on, I'm like, I've got, keep it simple, do a couple of things, but do them really well.
Yeah.
And,
so, that's where we're headed at the moment too, Kym. You know, like we're really starting to, we've opened a few social media accounts because we're going to start just playing around with a couple of different things. But our main focus is Facebook, and we're really trying to hone in on that at the moment, aren't we, Kirsty? With our sales funnels and our copy, and really getting good at sponsored posts for Facebook. That's where we're kind of headed, because that's where we are. Like that's where we hang out, and that's where the people that, like mums in business that need some help, that's where they're kind of hanging out while they're breastfeeding, looking at Facebook or whatever.
Totally. And remember that it's social. So I always think Facebook, we're on Facebook to enjoy ourselves. We're all a bit of a voyeur. You know, we all want to see what the other half are doing. So it's keep knowing to the environment and adjusting your content and what you offer accordingly. Like my rule in Facebook is 80-20 rule. Yeah. 80% entertainment.
Yeah.
Or edutainment.
Yeah.
Education and all that sort of stuff. 20% or even less selling. So if you've got 10 posts a day, no more than 2 of those posts should be putting out. Yes, exactly. You got it.
Yeah. And even if that is a freebie, so even that can be not necessarily
anything to do with your business.
That's right.
Yeah, so whether it's come and look at my blog post, my recent blog post, whether it's, like you said, a freebie, or whether it's, hey, I've got this offer going at the moment, that should only be no more than 20% of the posts that you have.
Yeah.
Now, we've got a question that's come through, so I'm going to ask you. Rebecca Williams on Facebook. I'm just going to get down here.
Rebecca.
You read it. I've got my tripod Kirsty.
Where are you going?
I'm just going down to read the comments. Okay, so Rebecca, I've got no problems. I have no problems with blogging as far as content, but I would love to know how to get more traffic to my blog. I seem to get some traffic in older posts, but they seem a little spammy at times. What could you suggest?
Oh, you probably. So, what was her name?
Rebecca.
Hi, Rebecca. Thanks for your question. Spammy comments in your blogs. If you're getting spammy comments, that's just the nature of the beast. Don't worry about it. Just delete them. Move on. You're going to get that. And in fact, the more traffic you get to your blog, the more spam comments you'll get. There are people out there that make that their mission, and God bless them. I don't know why, but that's just going to happen. In terms of getting traffic, these days with blogging, a bit different to, like I said, about the 8 years ago. These days, it's a lot harder to compete in Google and all that sort of thing because there's just so many posts out there. The best way is if you're building a healthy social media site on Facebook or wherever, is to drive the traffic from there back to your blog post.
Yeah.
So if you're doing Facebook Lives, if you're building a group and presence on Facebook or on Instagram, invite people back to your blog post that way, and that you'll get an instant influx of traffic in one hit. Now you could have 20 people immediately all go and read your blog post. The other thing is, don't worry about the fact if they're older posts, because it's all about recycling. Sometimes it's best to have less posts and recycle them than you are to have churning out, 5 a day. I wouldn't even do 5 a day anymore like I used to do with the wedding. That was just a very busy, big industry. If you can do 1 a week, you're doing fantastic these days. But repurpose it. So you might put it out fresh as soon as you write it. But a week from now, you might highlight it again. And then 2 weeks from now, you might highlight it again. And a month from now, and and then you might bring it back in 6 months. You'd have a strategy around how you could repurpose that content and get lots of leverage out of it. And that's how you drive your traffic back to that blog post, honey.
And writing those strategies, is that something that you would do? Helping them with those strategies? Yeah,
content strategies, definitely. So social media, I focus on the social media strategies and content marketing strategies. So I've done sessions with clients where we've worked out the whole blogging editorial calendar for 6 to 12 months in one session.
Yeah.
It's very easy because you focus on what your major topics are and your categories, and it's easy to come up with those ideas and brainstorm what they should be, what the keywords need to be, all that sort of thing. And then, sorry. Yeah.
I was just going to say that is so valuable. I think that a lot of people go into analysis paralysis where they kind of go, correct me if I'm wrong, right? Do a lot of people say to you, I don't know what to even write about. I couldn't possibly even come up with more than 1 or 2 blog posts in like a month. Or they kind of just get so overwhelmed with even trying to get all of that content into a list that goes over sort of 6 to 12 months that they just don't do anything. Is that kind of what happens?
Totally. And you just want to simplify it right down. Sometimes, and I'll give you one cool tip now because we could have another whole hour's conversation on this alone. But whenever you're stuck about what's the next blog post I can write, one of the best things you can do is go, what's the most common questions your clients ask you?
Yeah.
Because that's what they need to know.
Yeah.
So if I had someone say, Kym, how do I come up with blog ideas? Well, I can make a blog post around how to come up with 10 great blog ideas in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've also written a big blog post about how to compose your about page, because a lot of people get stuck on what do I put on my about page. That was a question I got a lot.
Oh, do you want to put that through?
Oh, yeah, I'll put that in the links. It's a goodie, actually. And I've got lots of examples of other female entrepreneurs who have got fantastic about pages it's a goodie. It's a big, what you call a pillar post. So it's one with lots of juicy information in it. Yeah, so the ideas are infinite. It's just, I think, when we get overwhelmed and your brain just shuts down. So
Can't think of any.
Best way to get out of your head and back into your heart and who you serve is to think about those people you serve. Who are my clients? Who am I here for? What do they need from me? What have they asked me over and over again that they need to know? And share that in a post. Don't try and teach them everything in one post. One principle or 3 cool steps, or just very simplify it right down and make that your post. And you will have an endless supply of information, of ideas, just on that one thing alone.
Yeah, and I think we've heard before with a number of different people where you talk about repurposing, not even just your blog post and having them come back around again, but transcribing things and then putting things into an audio and all of those sorts of things. You actually don't need anywhere near as much content as people think that they need.
No.
They definitely don't need it in as much detail as most people think that they need, because most people where they are nowhere near at the level that you think people are at.
Yeah, and we want to take, people these days, I've just heard recent stats. We used to have a 12-second attention span, and now it's down to 8. Since 2002 to today, we've got less of attention span than a goldfish, which is a bit depressing. So we're all a whole bunch of Dories. Don't like this. So,
I'm sorry, what are we talking about?
A castle. Another castle. Yeah. So bite-sized information is, people love that.
Yeah.
So quick videos. Don't make your intro to your video 5 minutes long, because they're not even sitting there waiting to watch the rest of your video, right? So, but take that blog post, and it could be a great infographic where it's an image.
Take a snippet out of a whole thing.
Yeah, it could be a video. It could be a Facebook Live discussion. It could become a workbook. It's a free giveaway. Anyway.
Yeah, even when you write workbooks, I think we had somebody comment, I think it was in the Coterie, and they'd said about how, look, I've written this book and it's, 27 pages long or something or other, and they were trying to work out, with giving it away as a freebie. And I was like, you know what? Why don't you break that down to 5 pages that's your freebie, which is actually not a lot of information out of that. Like, it's some fundamental gold nuggets out of that, and make this little PDF thing, and that's what your freebie opt-in is. And then actually upgrade to sell the 27 pages of information. Why give massive, people just want a bit to go, oh, that's good.
They do. Yeah. They want quick, but always still give value. Make sure you've still got something. Yeah. Make sure it's still something they can take away, implement, and get a result from it. That's really important too.
Yeah.
Big rule of copyright. Yeah. Don't be afraid of giving too much away. There's always more where that came from. Make that your mantra. There's always more ideas. There's always more floating around the universe. Read Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert, and she talks about that too, as there's no exclusive ideas, but you just you take it and you make it your own. You put your spin on it. Yeah.
So Kym, all these guys are now, they've watched what you've got to say. They're thinking in their heads, I need to work with this chick. How do I do it? Tell us.
How to do it. Okay.
You've got something for us.
I have put an offer together, and I'll probably we'll put it up on a little post in the group. It might be easier. But there's a few ways. Look, if you go to KymMulcahy.com, and I'm a KYM because my mother liked to be different. So KYM Mulcahy MULCAHY.com. It's a bit of a mouthful, but we'll put it in the show notes. And I've got a free guide, which is how to create your unique brand message in 6 simple steps. That's, please, anyone who's really working on their message and wants to get some clarity around that, that's a really good one for you. But in terms of an offer, I work one-on-one in a 75-minute session, and it's normally $222 for that one session with me. But for you guys today, for everyone listening to the call, you can have that for $180. And in that time, we can work on your message, we can craft a compelling offer, we can review your marketing strategy. And because you've got your special members too.
Yes.
So I've made it they can have it for 150 today. So, yeah.
Wowzers. And that's 75 minutes. Awesome.
75 minutes, so an hour and 15 minutes. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Okay.
Yeah, and you get it recorded and everything like that. So you've got you can got it to listen to over and over again. You can use it for whatever you like. Sometimes it's just brainstorming ideas. Sometimes it's really getting clear on that message. It's really use me in whatever way, wherever you are now. What do you need the most? We can take it from there.
Awesome.
Yeah, and it's a little bit premature now, but I've got next year I'll be relaunching my program, Your Unique Voice, which is a great 4-week program with trainings all about this stuff, the fundamentals and reaching your audience and standing out and using your voice.
Beautiful.
This sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Kirsty, I think ideas in my head. We need to chat to Kym later.
Yeah. I'm already, like, I was just about to jump on it. I'll leave it later.
You'll be hearing from us.
Fantastic.
Okay. Cool.
Are there any other questions from anybody that's on either the live stream in Facebook or in Zoom that they have thought of or ever wondered?
Questions. Elizabeth Atkinson is just saying that she really liked the 80-20 tip. It applies to most things in life. So
it does.
Particularly in a social setting like Facebook. Yeah.
And Rebecca was just saying, in response to what you were answering her question before, she just said, she's on Facebook for posting and she's got a WordPress as her blog, and she has been recycling the posts. Great. So she likes repurposing. So thank you for that.
Yeah, that's okay. But I mean, I've got some other ideas to include your traffic. There's all sorts of ways with blogging, guest posting, everything. But I think rather than putting it out on Google and crossing your fingers and hoping for the best, it's really about combining a bit of networking and getting and offline networking too. They reckon the offline is the new online these days. So don't just stay on your bottom behind your computer. You need to get out and meet people too and invite them back to your virtual home.
Yeah.
For example, exactly what we do in Smart Chicks.
Exactly.
You get gold stars.
Thank you. And that's why we're so passionate about it, because we know that, number one, a lot of people want to be able to have the ability to network really effectively online as well as offline, but to really combine that too and, have that local hub of people that you can either brainstorm with or throw around ideas with or get ideas from, as well as, access to a lot of people online where they might even live half an hour from you. So they still are in your vicinity, but particularly being able to do conversations like this is still almost offline, even though it's online, because it's still taking the whole step away from just your messenger stuff to actually having conversations.
Yeah. And look, totally. At the end of the day, we're all humans and we need connection. That's what we do. We need to connect with others. So it's really, really important. That's why Facebook Live's taken off so well. You feel like you're in the room together.
Yeah. That's right. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I'm just going to stop the recording and then we can finish there.
Thank you.